Hello, welcome or welcome back. My name is Ari, and you might notice that I have transformed since the last time you saw me. I got my hair dyed yesterday. We're going for hot, bright colors. My hairstylist called it Texas summer, so this is what we're working with for the next few months. Anyway, if you're here, you are here to see my Orilium TBR. And yesterday I played my normal Dungeons & Books TBR, so if that was what you were here to see, that video was up yesterday. I will link it in the cards, which should be there. This is the magical Readathon Orilium Autumn Equinox Readathon. It is a month-long readathon where we take classes. In the spring, we picked a calling and took our spring classes for that, and now it is the autumn classes. It's back to school time and we're taking our autumn classes. So we had specific classes we had to take in the spring. If you passed all those classes, then you qualify for the autumn classes. If you just want to jump into the readathon now, you can. You don't have to go back and take those spring classes. That's just a fun readathon thing to like complete it all the way through. I will link Jay's video down in the comments below announcing it, so if you want to take it, you can. I chose the calling of Alchemist, which means I have 14 books to read this month. Oof. I'm also going to tell you that I'm not really that big of a fan of the prompts for the readathon this time. I hate them. Not all of them, but a lot of them I'm like, I don't like this. I don't want to do this, but we're going to do it anyway. So let's jump in. I'm going to tell you all the classes I need to take and what books I'm reading to pass those classes. So my first class is Animal Studies, and I need an O in Animal Studies, which means I have to read one book for Animal Studies, and the prompt for that is a familiar or an animal companion in the book. For that, I'm going to read All the Birds in the Sky. I'm not 100% sure this has an animal companion, but I do have a backup book that I know has an animal companion if this one doesn't. But this one has a woman named Patricia. She can talk to animals and turn herself into a bird. So I'm gonna assume that means she has an animal companion in this. It makes sense that she would if she talks to animals and can turn herself into a bird. My second class is Astronomy, and again I need an O in that, and the prompt for that is the letter L in the title. So just the letter L anywhere in the title. For this I'm reading an art called Eating While Black, and Black, L-B-L-A-C-K, yeah, there is an L in that title. So this is non-fiction about racism in food and probably fat phobia. But yeah, this is an arc that I need to read this month. That's what we're reading for this prompt. The next class is Spells and Incantations, and for that I need a Q, which means there's 2 books that I need to read. The first prompt is a color wheel, and I did this earlier to grab the book. I got this navy blue color that I'm going to put on the screen right here, and I just need this color somewhere on the cover. So for that I'm reading The Perfect Shadow by Brent Weeks. I'm pretty sure this and some of this in here is that color, pretty damn close. So yeah, I need a novella in here. The second prompt for Spells and Incantations is a book from someone else's TBR. For this I am reading Sheep Farmer's Daughter, The Sheep Farmer's Daughter, which my best friend chose for me to read, and he said he chose this because it's on his TBR too. It's perfect. It's perfect. So yeah, that is what I'm reading. We'll see how that goes. Next class is Lore, and I need a Q, which means 2 more prompts. The first prompt, this is one of the ones that I hate, is a color similar to your country's flag, right? So we want red, white, and blue on the cover of this book. But it doesn't say colors the same as your country flag. It says similar to your country flag, because I don't have anything on my shelves that's red, white, and blue. So pink, white, and blue is similar, right? I'm gonna read Space Opera by Catherine Valenti on this. So we've got blue and white, blue and silver. We don't have like pure red, but there is pink. So it's similar. Don't come for me. Don't come for me in the comments. But yes, this is what I am reading for that prompt. For the second lore prompt for our queue, I need to read a story featuring betrayal. I have very hard time doing prompts where it's like the story features this, because it's like I don't know that it features that until I freaking read it. So if I remember correctly, Alloy of Law by Brandon Sanderson is a story that features betrayal. I believe there is an instance of betrayal in the story, if I remember it correctly, and I am rereading it this month. So this is what I'm going to put in there. If for some reason this doesn't have the betrayal that I remember it, or if that happened like in a different book, it's been quite a few years since I've read this, I will read something else and replace this book, but I am pretty sure there is a betrayal in this book. So this is what's going to fit this prompt. I'm also reading this book for the Mistborn catch-up this month, so if you're reading through Mistborn with me, this is the first book of the Wax and Wane series, and we're going to be reading these for the next 3 months. Next class is Alchemy, and unsurprisingly we need 3 classes for Alchemy. Since we're an alchemist, we're going to need the highest level of alchemy. I mean, it just makes sense. First prompt for Alchemy is a book on somebody else's worst list that you think you're going to like. Why do I want to read somebody else's worst list book? Come on. I don't like this prompt. So for this one, I am going to read Book of Night by Holly Black. I have heard nothing but awful things about this book, and I'm sure it's going to be on tons of people's worst list, but I have seen people say like, I hate this, 2 stars, DNF, this is garbage, oh my god. But yeah, I have not heard a single good thing about this book, but I want to read it. I want to find out for myself. So I'm going to read this. Have I liked anything else Holly Black's ever written? No. But I'm going to read this anyway. Next is a book with orange on the cover. And this book has orange on the cover. They're darker oranges. They're not vibrant oranges like my hair. But it's orange. Those are oranges. They're brownish oranges. But they're orange. This is Firefly, a brand new verse. So this is kind of like the next generation of Firefly. It is a graphic novel. Follows Zoe Washburn and her daughter and a whole new crew. And Zoe's the captain instead of Mal. But yeah, it's a quick read because it's a graphic novel. And it's got an orangey brown cover. My final alchemy prompt is a 1-word title. For this, I've got another arc, and this is Darling. I don't remember what this is about, but I know it's an arc that I have to read, and I think it's horror. The cover makes it look like it's horror, so I'm guessing it's some kind of horror, which I'm down for. Next class is Restoration. I guess we need to heal things, but not very much because we only need an O in it, which means 1 prompt. For this prompt, we need a single object as a focus of the cover. And I'm gonna read The Deepest Blue. So like this amulet or whatever the shit this is seems to be the focus of the cover. So you got like this and then just waves in the background and then the title. But whatever this amulet is the single object focus on the cover. Seems to fit the prompt to me. If you disagree, well, it's my TBR. Next class is Demonology, where again I need an O. For this one I need a fantasy. So straightforward prompt. For this I'm going to read Glacier's Edge. This is the newest Dritz book that comes out in August, early August. This is the 2nd book in this series, this trilogy, and I just finished the first book, which was Starlight Enclave, and the way R.A. Salvatore is doing Drow in this book is awesome, and then the ending of the first book is like, oh no, what's gonna happen? But yes, this is probably the first book I'm gonna read this month. Also a fantasy, which is the entirety of the prompt. The last class is Inscription, and I need 3 courses for Inscription. The first prompt is a childhood favorite. Now, this is very vague. Is it my childhood favorite? Is it somebody else's childhood favorite? Who knows? But I'm gonna go ahead and read one of my childhood favorites for this, which is Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark. This is one of my top favorite books as a child. Let's see if it's still as spooky as it used to be. But yeah, I picked this up from my library. It's on hold, but the library's not open yet this morning, so I'm gonna go get it this afternoon, and that fills prompt number 1, and it should be a pretty quick read. Prompt number 2, again, very straightforward, a graphic novel. I need that. For this, I'm gonna read Battle Pug. So, War on Christmas, apparently. I didn't know this was a Christmas novel, but we're having Christmas in August and reading Battle Pug War on Christmas. If for some reason All the Birds in the Sky doesn't actually have an animal companion, I'm going to use this one for animal companion because obviously it has an animal companion, and then put a different graphic novel in here. But we're gonna assume that has an animal companion and then stick this one in for graphic novel for now. Do I have any idea what this is about? No. Is there a very cute pug on the cover and that's why I bought this? You bet your ass. And the final prompt, a D in Inscription, a cozy read. I kind of like the idea of a cozy read, but I'm one of those people, I'm very specific about when I want to read cozy books. So I don't like the prompt cozy read in a readathon, because what if I don't want to read a cozy read right now? But we're going to do it anyway. Even if I hate it, I'm going to do it. And I'm going to read Legends and Lattes by Travis Baldree. Everybody that I've heard talk about this book says it's the coziest of cozy fantasies. So I'm going to take their word for it and read Legends and Lattes as my cozy read. All right, there you go. This plus 5 more books that I don't have physically yet is my TBR for the Orilium Autumn Equinox. Am I gonna get through all of these? God, I hope so. Let me know if you're participating in Orilium this month and what your calling is if you are. Also, if you're not participating, say hi in the comments. If you want to leave an emoji, leave me a bright reddish orange emoji of your choice because my hair's wild. Anyway, I will see you in the next video.